Hi, Daisy. Thank you for finding the time to talk to us on your school day. I hope you're not missing your lesson or you're not missing your lunch, because we know, despite being a youngest Orange champion, you're one of our busiest Orange champions. So why don't you start by telling us what you've been up to on your radio show in your school and anything else that you're doing?
So I do a show on Fridays and on Tuesdays and Thursdays as well. So I've gained two extra shows. I always used to do one on Friday, but now at the school I go to, I do a show on Tuesday and Thursday as well. So I've been working on that. I've also recently I've been mentoring a girl on Chance Community Radio, which is where I present normally my first ever show. So I've been starting to mentor a girl, which is really exciting. I've also been talking to Karen Wybro at the council about having an interview about her work in Chelmsford and at the university to make women and girls feel safe around Chelmsford. So I'm really excited to see where that goes. But yeah, I've just been quite busy and I've got a show tonight as well. So yeah.
Well, thank you. So why did you decide to mentor somebody? What was the motivation?
I think it's because what I've experienced at this age is just amazing, and I'm so grateful for what I've done, and I kind of wanted to pass that joy on to someone else so they can experience the sort of fun that I've experienced at this age.
Did you have a mentor?
I did actually. There was this girl who, when I first joined my first radio station, I was on a show, on a 2-hour show in a little slot. Then a boy left, and then it was this girl called Lauren, and she actually mentored me. And yeah, she really inspired me because she was a lot older than me, and I was like, oh, I want to be like Lauren. So yeah.
So having mentors is really important because they help quite a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
Now you are giving back. Would you like to mentor more people? Would you have the time being so busy?
100%. I would love to. I actually, because it makes me so happy when you see other people get happy. It just makes me so happy. Like I did that. Like I helped them get to where they are. So yeah, I really like it.
Oh, wonderful. Coming back to your role as an Orange champion and our campaign, Color Me Safe, we know, and you know, that it's very important to never stop talking about domestic abuse. Before becoming an Orange champion, had you ever discussed the subject with any of your friends before? Was it on your radar? And if you didn't, do you talk to your friends about it now?
I would say before I never really discussed it that much. If it came up, it may be like a PD lesson at school, then we would obviously discuss it and we would have lessons about it. But it was never really a topic that I kind of brought outside of the classroom. But since becoming an Orange champion, I have actually, like, when I found out more about it, I have actually begun talking to my friends. So for example, I was telling them about how I'm an Orange champion and what an Orange champion is. And because I never really knew a lot about it before, so now I know, I want to let other people know as well. So I feel like, yeah, I do talk about it a lot more often than I used to.
That's brilliant. Have you done any talk show on your radio, particularly about you being an Orange champion, or just talking about the campaign? So
I have talked about myself being an Orange champion, and I'm also hoping to maybe get you on if I could potentially get an interview so we could talk about me being an Orange champion and talking about what an Orange champion is and what you do. But apart from that, I haven't really had any interviews yet. I'm also talking to Karen, so hopefully I can get an interview on stuff like that. So yeah, I just want to raise more awareness for it because I don't think it's talked about enough.
coming back to SheInspires Foundation Color Me Safe campaign, it is all about supporting women, particularly the most vulnerable women, survivors of domestic abuse. So you speak to a lot of people at your school through your radio and lots of your other projects. Are young people actually aware about this, about the problem and the extent of the problem, do you think? And do they really care?
Yeah, no, I was actually thinking about this recently. Like it sometimes you can hear it on the news or you can hear it in passing, but do people actually take it in? But I think by hopefully by myself communicating to people and actually having conversations about it, that they can understand it a bit more. Because I think that some certain parts of it has been taught in the curriculum, but I don't think enough of it has been. So not all the like some bits about women and girls and violence like that. So I think it does get heard, and some people do take it in and listen. But I feel like we could do more to help raise awareness for it.
Absolutely, particularly young people. So if we have younger champions, they can relate and you understand how you can get the message across to them. So that is absolutely wonderful. Do you think with your work and your reach, you could recruit some more young Orange champions? Because I think that's really important. Perhaps on lots of your things to do, this could be another thing on your list, because we do need young people talking about it.
100%. I mean, because like obviously, like you just said, the younger people that you get involved, the more that they will talk about it amongst their friends, and it will go to their family and more of their cousins, and they'll tell it to their friends, and it will just spread the word. So the younger you can get it, the more people can grow up with the knowledge of it. So yeah, definitely.
Have you come across anyone facing abuse?
I to be honest, I actually haven't. I know that some people get targeted on things like social media with abuse, but I haven't heard of it too often. I hear stories online about it, but no one personally that I know has actually been affected by it.
What would you do if you actually come across somebody who's facing abuse?
Well, I did a interview before with this man called Hugh Wheaton-Croft, and it was for BBC Bite Size, and it was like an agony uncle kind of thing. And I actually talked about this, and I think the best thing, if someone is getting like that and they told me, I would go and tell them to maybe tell adults, to tell a trusted parent, guardian, or talk to someone at their school, so like a teacher or a head teacher, like anyone that they can actually trust and can actually help them instead of making a situation worse.
Yeah. So this is your role as a mentor coming in. You would be a natural mentor.
Yeah.
um, Social media, of course, it's big. You know, everybody talks about social media. We are living on social media all the time. The potential for abuse on social media is a big problem. Anyone you know who has been a victim of cyberbullying in your school, in your family, in your friend circle?
I remember having a lesson of cyberbullying in one of my lessons at school, and some people I know that they talked about maybe just getting contacted by someone online that they didn't know who they were and who would say things, and they were a bit confused. But I haven't really heard, like, so no one's told me a specific story. But I just heard it, going around in class, like, oh, the other day I had this and I was really like, I don't know who they are, and they contacted me. But I think, yeah, it's just I haven't had anyone in close contact with me tell me about it, but I've heard about it.
In your opinion, what's the biggest challenge young people face today?
I think a big challenge that young people face is, I know we're talking about, but social media, because it's such a it's quite a difficult world to grow up in. I think it's like seeing other people. So for example, girls might see these like top models and think, I wish I could look like them. I think it's really toxic. And I do think, like, for example, Instagram, it's a really good place to promote, to share, to raise awareness. But I also think it can come with downs. So like comments, if you read comments of some people's posts, like even big celebrities, they do get hate comments, and I think that can be quite damaging. So I feel like that is something that is quite damaging amongst young, especially young people.
Coming back to what I asked before, that you don't know anybody who has faced any kind of bullying or any kind of abuse. Do you think young people, when they face these problems, they would want to talk about them, or they just want to not talk about it because it's the stigma of shame is attached to it? What do you think?
I feel like quite a lot of people are full of like self-pride, and I feel like them telling and being vulnerable to other people, saying, oh, this has happened to me. I feel like some people get a bit on edge about it, and I think it's embarrassing, because maybe if they told their other friend, their friend might be like, well, you should have done this, you should have done that. It's not that
Well, yes.
they might get shamed on it. So I think it might be difficult for them to open up.
I think you're right. I think we need more safe spaces for young people to talk about these things, where they don't have to feel that there is any stigma or any shame or any embarrassment. There is a wonderful charity called Childline, which is part of NSPCC. Do you or your friends know about it? And do you think it's a good place where young people can go for help and advice, or just a confidential chat?
So basically in primary school it was showcased a lot, so we had posters of it up around our classrooms, through the hallways, and they always had a phone number on. And one of my best friends, actually at their school, they got taught the phone number in like a song so they could remember it, and she still remembers it to this day. And so I feel like little things like that actually help you, because it's like the little catchy things like songs or poems that stick with you. That's obviously stuck with her, and that, for me, like just seeing the posters around school, I've always been aware of Childline, and I think especially Childline, it's been taught quite well. For me personally, I think it's been really imprinted into my brain. I also got shown like the Childline game, so if it got a bit too much, there was different games you could do on there. So I actually think it's a really good place.
We often talk about leadership at SheInspires. Although you're really young, we very much think of you as a leader. You have your own radio show, you are a rising star, you were profiled in the 22 Leaders book as well. How do you feel about all this?
It feels so fun, because the thing is, not many people my age get this opportunity. And so, like, especially with like winning all the awards, like being a SheInspires Orange Champion. I mean, even coming to a school like the school I go to, not many people get to experience it. So I love it. I don't know, it feels great.
Good. So are you okay with being seen as a leader? Because being a leader, it also comes with responsibilities, you know? So yeah, it feels great you're a leader and everybody's looking up to you. Wow. But there are responsibilities attached to it. Are you okay with all the responsibilities as well that come with being a leader?
Yeah, I feel like nothing really comes easy. And being a leader, it makes me feel happy, because it makes me feel like I've made an impact. So I've helped people, or I've made this more known, and it inspires me to keep on going and to keep doing what I'm doing, and just seeing other people get results from it, or something might have happened to them, a good thing that's happened from me helping them. It always makes me feel good.
Being a leader with responsibilities, with the glory, with the whole thing, will it have an impact in your life? It is having an impact now, but will it, long-term impact?
I feel like it will, because I think it will always remind me, I did this at this young age. Imagine what I can do now. And I feel like it will keep inspiring me and keep pushing me to make a difference, because I feel like I've made a difference then. I can make a difference now. Like, it's not impossible. Like, I can keep on trying, and eventually I could.
Brilliant. What difference would you like to make?
I feel like I would like to make the world more of a safer place, especially for women and girls. But I just, in general, I feel like it's quite a negative place sometimes, and some people, especially social media as well, come into it. It's quite difficult for a lot of people, and I feel like I would like to make the impact of trying to be like, make people feel better about themselves, and not like believing all the stuff they see on social media, or like you said, getting cyberbullied or all this, because I know it happens a lot.
I mean, you're just amazing, you know that. You're so young and you've got so much going on. And you've got lots of responsibilities and lots of goals. People don't know what they want, but you are so clued. You know what you want. But in all this, don't forget to live a life. It's very important, have fun, be with your friends. So make sure you've got the right balance. It's not all work. And thank you very much for your time, and thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you.